Welcome to Currency is Our Currency, where I'm your host, Angel Bay, in the building. My co-host today, Jamila Albay, aka How to Mama, is seeking rest. She needs it today, and so she's taking it. That's what we all need to do. Listen to your body at all costs because that is what gives you what you need in life. That part. So, with that said, your host holding it down today. And I don't mind because I know that I have purpose and meaning. And yes, that part. So quick point that I'm gonna just share today. We're doing a show about along the venue of cliches, and now we're putting an emphasis on cognitive, connotative, and denotative meanings. That part. And so I felt in my spirit today to use and examine the word chaos. And so I'm just going to show y'all if y'all could see this screenshot was taken today at 9:58 a.m. And we are in the 9 o'clock hour of the PM of this day. And there was a sister I happened to see go live with a brother, and she had mentioned the word chaos and healing in the same sentence. And I was like, wow, fam, your girl over here, she be on point when it comes to stuff, right? So let's get into it. So the word, like I said today, is chaos, right? And we cognitively comprehend what that word means. So since I brought up my phone and what it means cognitively, chaos is complete disorder and confusion, right? Let me just re-Google it again. Google, definition of chaos.
Here's the definition of chaos: complete disorder and confusion.
Right? You heard that? But we have deeper meaning. It goes physics, behavior on or so unpredictable to appear random owing to great sensitivity and small changes. And then we also go further, and let's just go into this here book that I have, the unabridged English version of the English language. Chaos, state or utter confusion or disorder, to lack of organization or order. Any confused, disorderly mass. And so, this is the third definition. So I'm starting to realize if you want to get the deeper meaning of a word, you got to go to like the third or fourth definition within the definition. So number 3, it says the infinite of space or formless matter supposed to have preceded the existence of the ordered universe. Did y'all catch that? And then number 4, the personification of this in any several ancient Greek myths. There's another definition, chaosdictionary.com, that I want to bring up. And I don't know if y'all could see this. I don't know. But I tried. But chaos. And you know how they give the diction? And it's KEY-OS. That's how they denotatively spell the word chaos. Key. Interesting, right? So, and it goes, and so it says, let's see, this is where I'm getting to. The origin of chaos. Chaos comes via Latin chaos, Greek, the first state of the universe, the formless state of primordial matter. The Predon of darkness and night, infinite and empty space, expanses of air. The Greek meaning of chaos was whole, empty space, yawning opening of an unrecorded chaos, and related to adjective loose, spongy, having holes. The first meaning in English was immeasurable and formless void, infinite darkness, especially in reference to the state of preceded God creation of the universe, currently meaning a state of utter confusion and disorder. Now, how do they get God and glory and divinity and all that you could take from the word, and then they have disorder at the same time? Hmm. Hmm. Well, my guesstimated um, opinion and thoughts on that would be that when someone cannot understand something, they have a tendency to deem it negative. So they said chaos was used to define the infinite darkness and empty space, expanses of air. The original Greek meaning of chaos was whole, empty space. That sounds like in the beginning of the Bible, it says in the beginning, right? So you have in one definition, cognitive and a denotative definition. But we're focusing on the denotative meaning of chaos because that's where goddess and God dwells. Well, more so goddess because I can see within the circle of the Ankh. Now, you probably all know what the Ankh looks like, but it's a circle with a line and the staff that represents the Ankh. So you can't necessarily find chaos in linear, can you? But you can find chaos in a circle because there's more space for matter. Actually, the circle has space, empty space, like they said in the definition, void, which would symbolize what? Chaos. Are y'all seeing what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? All right. So the Ankh represent now that I just said that the circle represents the chaotic God of creation, and then you need some type of seemingly what is we decipher as order to have completion and to go to its point. And so that part, if y'all comprehend what I'm saying. So that's why you have balance with the Ankh. But now we're going to go to the word order and see what that says. So now this definition is a whole like column. Order, authoritative direction or in structure, command, mandate. 2, command or court or judge. Command or notice issued by the Army, Navy, or Air Force by a military commander to troops under him. The disposition of things following one after another, as in space, time, etc. Succession of sequences. Formal disposition or array, put in chasement in order. Proper or satisfactory condition. State or condition generally. His affairs were in good order. So You get where I'm going with order? It's more military. It's more militant. Um, Orders, rank or status of an ordained Christian minister. So there you go. So there's a distinction rather, between chaos and order. Now we have the denotative definition of the two. And so as we proceed and start to move in this new energy of feminine, matriarch, um, it's, you know, seemingly gonna be chaotic, but as we've learned, chaos, there's order, divine order in chaos. Because I just said that word, and here we're gonna go examine the word divine. Okay? So divine. Let's see. Of or permanent to a God, especially the supreme being, addressed, appropriate, or devoted to God or a God religious, sacred, proceeding from God or God, godlike, characteristic, or befitting, heavenly. So you get where divine comes from and what divine means. And this is why we have to have divine chaos. And I don't know if there's such a thing as divine order now that I know what it means denotatively, because it's militant. Is God militant? I mean, it depends on how you look at God and how you have your own understanding of God. But when I hear the word militant, that to me is a carnal, flesh, this dimension, this realm word. Yeah. So as I was digging into the definitions of things, I was like, so since I said this is the unabridged definitions of that part, the unabridged dictionary, English language, I was like, let's check out what the Black's Law says. Can't hurt, can it? And to my surprise, order's not in it. The 4th, 5th, or the 10th edition has no word in it that has order, or chaos for that matter. But I'll tell you what it do have, honey. Ready? It has natural law. Okay, let's go. Natural law, according to the 5th edition, Black's Law. Natural law, expression, natural law or juris naturale, was largely used in the philosophy speculations of the Roman jurists of the Anton age, and was intended to denote a system of rules and principles for the guidance of human conduct, which, independently of enacted law or the systems perpendicular to any one, might be discovered by the rational intelligence of a man, and would be found to grow out of conform to his nature, meaning that by that word his whole mental, moral, and physical constitution. The point of departure for his concept was Stoic doctrine of the life ordered according to nature, which in its turns rested upon the purely um, supposed existence in primitive times, state of nature. Interesting, right? That is a condition of society in which men universally were governed solely by a rational and consistent obedience to the needs, um, impulse, yes, impulses, and promptings of their true nature. So let me read that one more again. State of nature, that is a condition of society in which men universally were governed solely by a rational and consistent obedience to their needs, impulses, and promptings of true nature, such as nature as yet undefaced by dishonesty, falsehood, or indulgence of the baser passions. In ethics, it consists in practical universal judgments which man himself elects. These express necessary and obligatory rules of human conduct which have been established by the author of human nature as essential to divine purpose in the universe and have been promulgated by God solely through human reason. Interesting. And that's all nature's law, natural law rather, in the fifth edition Black's Law Dictionary. So it's interesting. They use Black's Law Dictionary, see, in law. And they gone so far to express and explain the nature of law and how man is supposed to abide by it in such a way that it says we're governed solely by rational and consistent obedience to their needs, impulses, and promptings of their true nature, such nature being yet undefaced by dishonesty. Huh, interesting. Falsehood or indulgence by their baser passions. Now, base, that would be the low. And what's the low? Your the nature of the uncontrolled second mind of the man's lower nature. I'm just going to say it, their penis, that part. Because we already know that um, men have a harder time controlling their nature when seeing a woman in nature, in her nature suit, being her flesh, her skin, and controlling that. Yeah, I'll just do. It's the nature. But going back, it says to be able to control it, yes, and control your impulses, that part. That's the Black's Law Dictionary of Nature's Law. And so let me skip to Nature's Law in the unabridged version. Where are you? Natural law, here it is. It states a principle or body of laws considered as derived from nature, right reason, or religion as ethically binding in human society. Let me read that one again. Principle or body of laws considered as derived from nature, right reason, or religion as ethnically binding in human society. So that to me sounds like a law that's above all laws of man, that is unadulterated, like stated in the Black's Laws Dictionary, undefiled, and all that good stuff. Yes. All because I had the desire to talk about chaos in its denotative state. Now, let's go back right quick and go over that word one more again, chaos, and the third definition. The infinite space or formless matter supposed to have preceded the existence of the ordered universe. So that, my friend, is the definition of chaos. And that, my friend, is above the law of nature, because it says it preceded the existence of the ordered universe. That's some deep shit. But we have been cognitively using that word chaos. But now, mind you, it's in the same definition. Number one, state of utter confusion or disorder, a total lack of organization or order. Any confused disorderly mass. Now, like a whole bunch of people got together, looked at what seemed like they couldn't comprehend it. So, because their minds couldn't comprehend it, and they weren't leaning on the goddess's understanding, they were leaning on their own understanding. So it was just like, well, doesn't make sense to us. So we're gonna just label this chaos. But since this chaos seems to have some type of matter to it, we're gonna also say that, it has by observation, which is the science of, by the way. We're going to also say that is an infinite space of formless matter supposed to have preceded the existence. And it says, wait a minute, infinite space matter supposed to have preceded the existence. So they even put that word supposed. So they were saying, well, it probably, supposedly, because like I said, they couldn't comprehend it. So they thought it was chaos, like confusion. But in this confusion, there is some divinity. That part. So I don't know if we went over the word divine yet, but no, we didn't. Divine, of or pertaining to a God, supreme being, address appropriated to devote to God or God religious, sacred, proceeded from God or God, divine laws, godlike characteristic. So, and did we go over order? And if we did, sorry, but we're just going over these things to have them stick so you can see where I am going with this, because it seemingly seems chaotic, but there's magic in that. Oh, and not to nothing, I do have a book somewhere in my house, and it Chaos Magic, because now that I know the denotative meaning of chaos, I can rock with that book even more because it was making sense more. But now I'm seeing the true power of chaos, and I'm just like, oh, that's divine. There's some shit to that, and I can rock with that. And oh yes, we did go over order because that just shows um the carnal and let's just read it authoritative direction or an instruction command mandate, a command or court or judge. And we got a whole lot of people over here talking about they want order and to restore order. But what type of order? Because order to me now does not even seem of the divine chaos. I don't. Because they do make reference to it in like the religious Catholicism manner and the Christian way. Um, let's see, the number 16. Any of the 9 grades of angles in a medieval allegory. Orders of rank or status from an ordained Christian minister. Usually orders the right to sacrament of ordination, a prescribed form of divine service, of administration of a rite or ceremony. The service itself, the visible structures essential or the desirable to the nature of the church involving especially minister, polity, and sacrament, and so on and so forth. So I guess I'm gonna keep this brief since I'm by myself today, which I don't mind, but the denotative word of chaos is stronger than you think. And understanding that there is good, there is love and light in the chaos of the true meaning of chaos. There's divineness in chaos. There's divine order in chaos. And you can find chaos in a circle than you can find in the linear. And this is probably why men have a hard time comprehending women. They find that we are chaotic because they are so linear. And I'm referring to the Ankh in the reference of the circle and the line. Like I said, you can't find any chaos in a linear line because it's just that. It's true and exact. It's straight up and down. But in a circle, you can find all types of chaos. But within the chaos, there is structure. There is organization. There is the function of beauty, true love and light, and creation. That part. So, with that said, don't take my word for anything. Look it up your damn self. Find yourself in the dictionary. Read your shit. Look up the words and find a book. It says chaos magic or magic chaos. Anyway, I'll put it in the description box. It's a good read. It talks about a lot of good stuff that magic that we're supposed to be practicing as divine beings in this planet. And yeah, it's a lot of good shit. But we have to start reprogramming our minds, stopping the bullshit and start with the good shit and denotatively comprehend words with purpose and know that it's okay to have good chaos. You can find some good shit and some good chaos. because that's, after all, that's how creation began. So I'm just going to keep it short. Hey, we just hit the 30-minute mark. So that looks like a great time to sign out and say peace and love. I hope and pray that y'all got something out of this episode of today. And yes, live a blissfully chaotic life, y'all. Peace and love. We out.